Yo, what it do? It's your man, Dope Sound Beat Kang BoomBAP. And yeah, this is BoomBAPstory. I'm back to further tell you about the story. And I want to preface this by saying this is not legal advice. Nor is any of this to be construed as legal advice. I am not a lawyer. If you require legal advice or seek legal counsel, get you a competent attorney that's bar accredited. Otherwise, they'll get you in trouble. But Beat Kangs, how do Beat Kangs come in this? Well, let's just start from the beginning, and I can only start from the way I can tell it. It's from my perspective. See, I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee, born and raised. Classically trained vocalist, self-taught musician, nurtured by my father. My father had me at 57 years old. So around the time he was around 72, 73, it was around the time Salt and Pepper, Run DMC, LL Cool J, and all them was popping off. And I wanted to go see him in concert. He would take his little kid to see Rob Bass and Oaktown, 357 MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, and you know everybody that came through Chat, Public Enemy, and Too Short. All of y'all came through, and it was a major influence on my life. Started DJing basically with parents. Stereo systems and putting stuff together and had their old Al Green mixing it with some Herb Albert, Bobby Blue Bland, you know what I'm saying? Had all kinds of wild stuff going on. Started to get my own keyboards, Casio SK1 samplers, realistics from Radio Shacks, karaoke machines, and doing things for, the school and cheerleading squad and dance crews and getting my own thing together. But I had a yeah right one moment, is what I call it. A yeah right moment one night when I was a kid, say about 15, 16. I was in my spot thinking, I need a machine that can do this, that can do this. I'm sitting here looking at all of my Frankenstein contraptions that I put together. And I'm like, I need to do this, and this, and this, and this. And I really need a slick salesman and a savvy scientist. And the three of us could own this electronics company. Yeah. And we could start building all this other stuff. And I thought to myself, yeah, right. What is you saying, man? You a kid. What are you doing? All this stuff. You got all this stuff. How you going to do all that? And I didn't even think about it really. Just kept doing my thing, you know. Winning talent shows. Like, as a freshman, won the high school talent show as the first freshman to win. Doing it off of Aisha, Dallas, Austin. How about that? Um, you know, doing shows, having my own bands, taking over festivals, like the Bessie Smith Strut, like actually setting up our stage and being the only dry band there. And then moving out, moving on up to Nashville, Middle Tennessee, Murfreesboro, going to MTSU, meeting people like, 006, Music House, meeting the H-Bomb Syndicate, which helped me to meet the Ill Factor, you know what I mean? Living in the places that's like the real world. Like those houses I lived in college. And, it was always a party. It was always something going on. It was always drama. So, progressing on, kept doing my own production things, and, getting some recognition. Then ended up forming a crew, off of some people that I knew. Ended up forming Fam Tragic with Cash Villain. First it was Equinox, me and Cash Villain. And then we met 187 Blitz and Joe Gates and ended up forming Fam Tragic because Blitz knew Paul Point. So Paul Point was our DJ. And he was doing our things with Chameleon. Big shouts out to Chameleon up there at Rhythm Chamber. And, doing our thing around the spot, going around doing shows at the borough, and then heading up to Nashville for the Cypher at the Cantinas with the United Crates. And, ended up getting into the hosting spots, just freestyling, doing our thing, just having a good time. And then one night, I was up there, me and Joe Gates. We were out there, and was in the freestyle Cypher, came in, got kind of lit, and met this cat, AJA, in the freestyle Cypher. And it was wild. We had, some synergy clicked up. You know what I'm saying? He had his studio doing his thing. I had my thing. His daddy played for Marvin Gaye. My dad was Martin Luther King, and all that civil rights stuff. So, we had a common thread as far as black history. So, we started to do our thing, got on his record, started touring off his record. It was massive up in Ohio. Ohio showed us mad love. Big shout out to Sparky B. DJ Skills. And, getting out there doing the thing. And, he was like, man, I'm really feeling this. I got some connections in with the people I used to work with, Samson. So I met this cat because he was doing like commercials and stuff for McDonald's and all kinds of stuff, voiceovers and stuff. It's like I met this cat through Ivy Studios named Rev, and I think he might fit us if we get together and form a whole production camp. Because I had my thing going on, with Fan Tragic, Point Set Blitz, and everything. So he was like, yeah. So we got together, started doing our thing. Met Rev finally. He'd never heard of him, but then indirectly found out he was with Utopia State. And I remember seeing Utopia State one time with Self in a performance, and it was a dope show. So ended up meeting Redis Mitchell. We ended up forming Beat Kangs around 2003. And all of that started a wave of different events because we met Athena Cage, used to sing with Keith Sweat. Started messing around with some ideas with her, and then the Zoom deal popped off. We did the SB 246, the street box, what I called it. And it seemed like everybody loved it. JD had it, like all kind of people had it. As a matter of fact, the RZA had bought it for his son, and while by his son's room, I heard these beats back out. He's like, "What you making them beats on?" It's like, "Oh, Dad, it's on this thing too." He's like, "Let me see that." And he didn't get back to him. He took his son's street box and ended up calling us up because we had hooked up with BoomBAPstory. Things started progressing. Bob is real cool. Big shout out to Bob. Big picture. And Bob was like, yo, y'all go out and meet RZA. Go out and meet y'all. So we went out to one of Bob's lawyers and he took us over to RZA's crib. And Riz was like, yo, I got some ideas for you niggas and shit. I did the guillotine, son. And when he talked about the guillotine, he talked about basically, he gave us a warning saying that we need to manage ourselves correctly. And some of y'all that's been with us know that it's been a rocky road. So we didn't pay attention to that warning. And that's why the beat thing is taking so long. But, you know, the path has led us here. From that, we met Rockwaller and now Dallas Austin. And now it's coming to you from Best Buy. So that's basically how we got here. But there's so much more that I'm going to leave for another BoomBAPstory. This is just to get you up to date on how we got here. But we're going to keep it moving and let you know that the mind is a powerful thing because really that yeah right moment came to be for real. So whatever you conceive, you can achieve if you believe. It's your man, the Dope Sound Beat Kang. Boom.